And the diamonds are coming out of the Congo. They've been coming out of Sierra Leone, Angola, Congo. Now they're coming out of Botswana. And currently, this involves Mr. Templespan, Anglo-American Corporation from South Africa, which is De Beers, and a lot of people from Britain as directors. And Anglo-American, De Beers, Templespan, they're all involved in Botswana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Central African Republic, Congo, Angola. These are the big diamond countries. And they're fighting against other powerful diamond dealers, like Mr. Gertler, who I said has been very close to the Bush family. And Mr. Gertler is from Israel. So Israel is all over the Congo currently. Mr. Templespan sails off Martha's Vineyard, which is an island, a very expensive, very private and exclusive island off of Massachusetts. Mr. Templespan sails off of this island with the Clintons on a yacht that is more, this yacht is definitely in the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of a yacht. It's a very expensive yacht. And they sail there together. Mr. Templespan was the lover, they never got married, of Jackie Kennedy Onassis. After Kennedy was shot, Templespan was very close to the Kennedys. And after Kennedy was shot, some years later, Mr. Templespan became very close with Jackie Kennedy Onassis. And for decades, they were lovers. So the Kennedy family is all over this in the Congo. And the diamonds have been coming out of there since, with Mr. Templespan's help this whole time. And every diamond coming out of the Congo is a blood diamond. Because in my counting, there's more than 10 million people dead in the Congo since 1996. It's not this 3.5 million number. It's not even 5.6 million. It's at least 10 million. And the people who live through this in the Congo, they know this. They say it can't possibly be only 3 million or 5 million because they've seen killing over and over and over. But who's doing the counting? Well, when you see the numbers in the media, exactly, the people who are doing the killing are doing the counting. And one of the things they want to do is, it's conflicting information. On one hand, the more people that are dead, the more money they can raise for the NGOs. The more suffering they can show you, the more money they can get for refugees. But this is just money that goes in for white people and comes back out to white institutions. It's a circular system. It always feeds the white guy. That doesn't mean, there's black people working for them, but they're never the top people. And if they are, they're like Mr. Obama. They're forced to be serving a system which is going to make sure that the exploitation continues. So for example, CARE International. It's the word, the name, CARE. It sounds like they care. It's an institution that you see the name and you think, CARE International. They must be helping the Congo. They're not helping the Congo because they're funded by Lockheed Martin Corporation, one of the biggest military corporations on the planet out of the United States. And the business of Lockheed Martin is to sell weapons and to kill people so that they can continue to justify war. Because the United States revolves around permanent warfare somewhere in the world. As long as there's warfare, we can keep all of these corporations making weapons, selling weapons, making landmines. Landmines, you don't find them in New York and you don't find them in Los Angeles. You find them in the Congo. And the people that sell them to the Congo are from Los Angeles and New York. And the people that are paid by the United Nations to take them out are from Los Angeles and New York. So you can see, 1 + 1 = 2. Who makes them? Where do they blow people up? And who takes them out? We make them. We blow you up. We take them out. When the so-called peace comes or when the contracts come to take them out, it's a mafia. It's a mafia. This is organized crime. The mafia is, we need some landmines for the Congo to keep out those militias from this gold mine area, for example. So they put the landmines in, and then somebody's going to make some money taking them out. And it's the same people. And that's a mafia.
I think actually the underpinnings of colonialism are now actively still at play. There was a colonial domination with the French government, with US government, with Dutch government of Africa and of other peoples, and that kind of domination attitude of dominator culture which wants to oppress people on grounds of racism is still at play. And I think if those were little white New England Ivy League children starving to death and being raped and being beaten, there would be a different attitude.
We want peace! Yes! We want peace! Yes! We want peace! Yes! We want peace!
All right. Actually, we have more people. What's your name again?
Abu from Sierra Leone.
And?
Judan Chang from Cameroon.
As you can see, like I said again, everybody is united here to support the Congolese situation.
Yes.
So you have something here. What is it about?
A theater company formed by Africans, and we come together. We believe that this is the new future of Africa. This is not a Congolese problem. This is an African problem, and we're shedding light as artists. This is what we can do to bring light to the situation in the Congo. And this is our time to, as Africans, to stand up. And Africa, stand up!
What message do you have for Congolese people and Africa in general, my friend?
Well, keep hope alive, keep love alive, and keep living, because the world has to fight for you, and the world is fighting for you, so don't give up hope.
That's correct. Now, since you're here with the microphone, can you talk a little bit of exactly what you guys do on this little piece here?
Yes, you can go.
Yes, this is a play about a young man from the Congo whose wife has been raped. Now, usually you don't hear anything about the men. You know, there's always stories about the women who are being raped. What about the men whose wives are being raped, whose sisters, whose mothers?
Yeah.
What do they do? How do they feel?
Yeah.
This plays about that. And this is plays about a man who says, I'm done with this, you know, I'm gonna go fight the rebels myself.
Yeah.
But then through that he learns that the violence begets violence. And so he learns a lot about himself, and he even gets one of the rebels to learn something about himself. And then through that they grow through an experience that makes them change their views on life and death.
This is fantastic.
And in today's Africa, we're done with the bloodshed. We're tired. We're really tired of bloodshed. We're tired of suffering. I think it's about time we take a new path, a path of unity and standing together as one as Africans.
And where people can go to see your play?
We are at the Avery Schreiber Theater in North Hollywood, 11050 Magnolia Boulevard, between Lancashire and Vineland Avenue. You can't miss it. And if you have any information, you can call me on 626-482-3268. And what other information? And,
just look us up on Facebook at sacreddrumtheater.com.
Yes.
Or you can look us up on MySpace as well. Or you can go to www.sacreddrumtheater.com.
There's only a few organizations that I know of that are really doing good work on the Congo, and they need to be supported. But I think what has to happen is that somehow, maybe this is one of my answers to the problem that I would give you, is that somehow you've got to get other churches in America of all denominations to stand up for Congo and what's true. You've got to get Christians on your side to understand that it's not those savages in Africa, that it's Mr. Templesman in Harvard. And for example, the Harvard University a few years ago, you remember the movie Blood Diamonds?
Yeah.
Another very racist movie. Hollywood is completely connected to the Pentagon. And this stuff may look like they're telling the truth, and that there's some truth in it, but it's meant to be racist, and to sell these stereotypes, and to convince the American people that Africa is a very difficult place. It's always been difficult. We can't help Africa, but we're going to try as best we can, which is nonsense. It's complete nonsense. So when Blood Diamond came out, at the same time, Harvard University was involved in something called the Kimberley process.
Yeah.
And the Kimberley process was supposedly to clean up the Blood Diamond story, to clean up blood diamonds in Africa, to stop conflict diamonds from coming out of Africa. Nothing could be further from the truth, because the people that organized the Kimberley process are at Harvard. And right across the river, if you know Harvard, it's a big campus, and on one side you've got the people that organized the Kimberley process at the Kennedy School of Government, and on the other side you've got Mr. Templesman on the board of the Harvard AIDS Institute, which is connected to the Pentagon. And as I said, Mr. Templesman doesn't care about African people. He doesn't care about AIDS. This is another front, because the entire AIDS, HIV story is also about exploiting people of Congo. How?